This is just a quick video on my opinion who I think will win out of the Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury match. And the boxer I am picking to win, it has to be Tyson Fury. And I say this because I think Anthony Joshua's style is tailor-made for Tyson Fury. And why is this? His movements are very predictable. You know when he's going to throw a punch because he telegraphs every punch he throws. Whereas Tyson Fury has more of an awkward style. He punches at different angles. He moves at different angles. Like David Allen said, he's a fast-moving lorry. So how do you fight a heavyweight like that? He can move like a middleweight, and he punches just like a heavyweight. He's not the biggest puncher, but you know what I mean, just that the sheer weight behind every punch is gonna cause some damage to Joshua. With Joshua, I've noticed he almost telegraphs every punch, and it's very easy for someone like Tyson Fury to see that punch and avoid it. And the example I use is Fury versus Klitschko. Klitschko, in my opinion, is just a better version of Joshua. He's more technically sound than Joshua. Joshua did beat him, but he was a 41-year-old man who was out the ring for like a year, 2 years. So if a 41-year-old man could struggle running up a hill, let alone fighting for his life in a boxing match. So you can't really take into consideration that win, and that's not completely disregarding because he was a great champion, but it's in the word was. So in my opinion, any 40-year-old man has no business in the ring. A few can do it, like Mayweather, all sorts, but it's not really practical. You're not in your prime, and most fighters just fade off. And when Fury fought Klitschko, it was just with ease. He knew all his movements. He was very predictable. He fought fights in that upright stance. He was just marching forward, trying to pin someone down. And in one of Tyson Fury's interviews, he says Klitschko, as a psychologist, hates unpredictability in people and in their minds and their movements. And that's kind of how Joshua boxes. He likes someone there where he knows what they're gonna do. So, instance, if they're a short fighter, he knows they're gonna try come in on the inside, and that's the mistake he made with the Andy Ruiz first match. Is when he got a bit greedy and went on the inside himself, which he shouldn't have done because you know what that resulted in. But now he knows how the dude fights. He lost a bit of weight and then he was on his bike. It was predictable. He was just gonna come in flailing and trying to knock him out again. But he couldn't because it was so predictable what he was going to do. Anthony Joshua already prepared, and it's easy. It was easy in there for him in the second Andy Ruiz rematch. But Tyson Fury has a lot of dimensions. He's very adverse in boxing. He can box on the front foot coming forward, as we've seen against Deontay Wilder. He can box on the back foot. He boxes with his hands down. He boxes southpaw. How do you deal with a guy like that? Anthony Joshua can only really box one way. He's not that bicycle on your back foot pedal boxer. Yeah, he can show it against a man who he had far superior height and reach against. That's kind of expected. But against Fury, who I think has a longer, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he has a longer reach than Joshua and is taller than Joshua, it's not going to work. And he's just too slow for someone like Tyson Fury to box on the back foot. So the way for Anthony Joshua to win that fight, in my opinion, he's going to have to go for the KO. I'd say put on a lot of muscle mass and try and slow him down with body shots and then land one. But this is quite hard to slow down Fury. He seems to get better as the rounds get on. And because I see no way Anthony Joshua outboxing Fury. Fury's boxing brain is a superior boxer. It's not going to work. And I think, as Tyson Fury says, Anthony Joshua's style was tailor-made for him, and I kind of agree because we've already seen it. Like a glimpse of what Anthony Joshua's style is pretty much like a Klitschko's type style. You know, hands up, parry, jab. He doesn't do anything spectacular in there. He just has a lot of power. But where he telegraphs the punches, it's kind of like having a missile, but you can't get it to the target. What good is having a power punch if you can't get it to the target? It's moving everywhere and it's hitting you. And my prediction is he'll wear Anthony Joshua down and maybe knock him out in the 6th or 7th round. Because a lot of people don't believe Tyson Fury could, do the job on him early. But I think he can, if he wanted to, depending how Anthony Joshua fights. I mean, if he wanted to, I reckon he can do it within 4 rounds if he wanted to. But I don't think Fury play that game. I think Fury will play the long game with Joshua because he knows his stamina isn't like all that muscle mass, carrying all that muscle mass. You know, muscles need oxygen, and too much blood pumping in the system is just too much for him. Uh, uh, for a fighter to carry that much muscle, and I think Fury would do the job on him. He would play the long game with him, then knock him out in the later rounds. That's what I think he would do, and that's because he wouldn't want to risk getting caught early. But anyway, leave your thoughts and opinions or not, like and subscribe or not, and catch you guys later.